before.
I've
always felt that way, but couldn't put words to it, you know?
We work well together. We bounce ideas off of each other. I think we get further together. We just do. And like I said, I think we both have different things to bring to the table that complement each other. And I think that we should be doing it together because it's all about collaboration rather than competition. Like in life in general, just collaboration, you know?
Working together. We're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
I think another thing too is we do have a lot of different views and we respect each other.
Yes.
And we can see, just because we don't agree, it doesn't mean that we don't see where the other person's coming from. Like, I can see how you got there. I can see why you feel that way. It's just, I don't feel that way. Yep. And that's fine. And I actually think we like that about each other.
I think you have to have that, like not just have people in life around you that are yes men.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Where does that get you? I think people that are going to challenge you to think a little bit differently. Maybe just shift your perspective when you need to.
Yeah.
Because we all need that sometimes.
Absolutely. And it doesn't mean you have to think alike. It just means that you have to slow down and see where other people might, understand it. Understand where people are coming from or how they got to where they are, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good, actually.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really necessary in life. And I think it's something like relationships. I'm very excited to announce that instead of being a guest on the Foundations podcast, as we've done in the past, Britt Kelso and myself, Carrie Woodcock, have decided that we're better together. So what used to be the Foundations podcast is now the Complete Wellness podcast. So stick around and join us as we take heartfelt, deep dives into every aspect of wellness, mind, body, and spirit. From nutrition and stress relief to meditation and self-discovery, this is your place to learn, grow, and feel supported in creating a balanced, fulfilling life.
Feels weird. We haven't done this in a while.
I know we haven't done that in a while, but I missed it.
What do I say? No, I'm kidding.
Well, I guess we want to start with that we have a super exciting announcement.
Yeah.
That we've been really working on for a whole year now.
At least it's been,
over a year. I mean, we started having ideas a little bit longer ago than that, but we've really been working on this idea of combining forces.
Yes.
For a year. So what was the Foundations podcast that I used to host and talk about like the Foundations program and some of the other services at Total Transformation, we have decided to transition that to the Complete Wellness podcast and co-host it together instead of just the Foundations podcast. So I'm really excited about that. We've been talking about it for so long.
We have been. And we've been like recording little things here and there to get ready for it. And it's exciting. It's actually happening. We did it.
We did. Yeah. So I guess a little bit of a background to where we started was a couple years ago, you started using the Foundations program. I coached you through one, and then you did a couple. And then last summer was really when things kind of kicked off, right? So last summer we decided to go through an 8-week program together, like during the buddy system. And when we
program,
and when we did that, we realized first of all like how many benefits there were of teaming up with somebody. First of all, like just having the support of somebody else with whatever you're doing is amazing. And we just accomplished so much. And the ideas that we came up with during that 8 weeks really grew into this. So that's really the background. And what we just decided was that we're better together. We're better together. We complement each other. We have different strengths, and together those strengths work really well.
They do. Absolutely.
And plus we're able to talk really openly and honestly with each other. Sometimes I can't believe the shit that I say when we have our conversations, like the things that I admit or maybe even never even knew until we like hashed it out, kind
It's
of.
almost like the filter comes off.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm talking to you, I feel like sometimes like, I don't know how to explain it, but like in your brain, like sometimes like you slow down and you're like it's almost like foggy, but with you, it's when we're talking together, it's just like clear. It's like, oh, no shit.
Yeah.
How did I just get there? I've never said that before.
I've
always felt that way, but couldn't put words to it, you know?
Yeah, we work well together. We bounce ideas off of each other. I think we get further together. We just do. And like I said, I think we both have different things to bring to the table that complement each other. And I think that we should be doing it together because it's all about collaboration rather than competition. Like in life in general, just collaboration, you know?
Working together. We're all in this together, right?
Yeah.
And I think another, I think another thing too is we do have a lot of different views and we respect each other.
Yes.
And we can see, just because we don't agree, it doesn't mean that we don't see where the other person's coming from. Like, I can see how you got there. I can see why you feel that way. It's just, I don't feel that way.
Yep.
And that's fine. And I actually think we like that about each other.
I think you have to have that, like not just have people in life around you that are yes men.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? Where does that get you? I think people that are going to challenge you to think a little bit differently, to maybe just shift your perspective when you need to.
Yeah.
Because we all need that sometimes.
Absolutely. And it doesn't mean you have to think alike. It just means that you have to slow down and see where other people might, understand it, understand where people are coming from or how they got to where they are, and that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good, actually.
I think it's awesome. I think it's really necessary in life. And I think it's something like relationships that you don't find too often. You know, I have a handful of those in my life that are really true, strong friendships that I believe respect me, but also challenge me and support all of those things. I think it's hard to find that in relationships. And I think you have to work really hard at relationships to get to that point as well.
Yeah, it doesn't just happen.
It doesn't.
It doesn't just happen. You need to be open and respectful and, relationships are work, right? You just got to decide which ones are worth the work.
Yeah,
and it's kind of what started all this, right? Like when we were one of the first 8-week things a couple years ago, like that was a lot of the big stuff that we were both working on as relationships, if I remember correctly.
In different ways.
Yeah, very different ways, but yeah.
Like you were working on setting boundaries with your relationships and standing up for yourself when you needed to.
Yep. And saying no. Unapologetically, no thanks.
Yep. And I was working on, it was the first time I had like dated in a long time, and I was working on like it not just being me anymore. And like I could do whatever I wanted every day and I could accomplish everything that I wanted in that day because I didn't have anybody else to worry about.
Exactly.
So then I had to learn to let somebody else into my life to trust them. I don't think I had so much an issue with trust at that time. I think it was more balance, and it was how to implement the things that I was working on in my life, but make it a good balance for the other relationships in my life as well. And compromise and not lose a
relationship that you had spent decades building with yourself too.
Exactly.
Like that's the scary part, right? Like not letting it control the relationship with yourself, because there's no way that you're going to have successful relationships outside of your relationship with yourself unless it's solid.
Yeah. And there was a reason that after I got divorced, I spent 10 years single because I had to spend 10 years single to work on myself. I needed it. Like I needed it, and I needed it to focus on my son and all of those things. I did not want to jump into a relationship that was going to make me lose sight of those things. So now I've done all this work. I feel like I've made a lot of progress. And now it's time to my son went to college. And so I was like, well, I guess I can have more than the cat in my life maybe again. I love my cat and all, but So anyway, it was tricky, and it still is tricky.
Yeah.
It's been a couple years now, and it's better. And I'm going to tell you one thing that I think was the key to that was communication, just openly communicating the way that I was feeling with my partner, because otherwise he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand
and how would
what's
you
upsetting me.
If it's not communicated? We don't read minds, right?
Exactly.
And I've had that. Yeah. I still work on that, you know, to effectively communicate without the emotion coming out at the same time, right?
And even if the emotion does come out, communicate anyway, and don't push down your feelings, and just have open communication. So anyway, we were dealing with relationships a lot, but I think everything comes down to relationships.
Even work relationships and all that jazz we were dealing with too. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Everything does. You're right. Work, personal, relationship
career,
with yourself, everything.
Everything.
Absolutely. Friendship, spouse, all that stuff.
All of it.
Everything.
I think
Family.
you can take all the different parts of your life, all the different areas of your wellness, and you can break it down to communication and relationship, whether it's with yourself, whether it's with your best friend, whether it's with your spouse, whether it's with your children.
Your work life, everything.
But yourself included, honest and open relationships and communication are going to make all of the areas of your life thrive. Mm-hmm. I believe that is.
And being comfortable if there's not honest communication, stepping away, right? And that was something that was difficult for me. Like I'm just now, a couple years later, like standing my ground with that type of stuff. It's crazy.
And you kind of went back and forth, right?
I did.
Like you would.
It was like a yo-yo.
Break connection and then
kind of let it back in.
Let it back in.
Yeah.
And it's hard, especially when you care about the people in your life,
Absolutely.
But sometimes you have to make the right decision for you.
Absolutely. You can care about that. Like I said, you can care. I've said it multiple times to you, and I'm sure it's recorded multiple times that we just haven't shared yet, but you can love somebody from a distance. And sometimes, honestly, oftentimes you kind of have to.
Yeah.
Because if not, you're going to stay at that level of growth where the people around you are, and that's not where I'm staying. I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Nope. No thanks.
So I guess to kind of bring it back to the complete wellness,
I know,
there. right out of the gate. Here we go.
Here we are.
So to wrap it back up for the complete wellness podcast and why we chose to do this, and one of the reasons why I think that it's such a good partnership between you and I is that we do have that level of communication, and I think that we're able to have the conversations that can be wonderful, that can be hard, but they're all beneficial and they're real and they're honest and they're open. And I feel like that challenges both of us.
Absolutely.
And we're able to do that.
I agree. 100%.
Yeah. So totally I think that is one of the reasons why it's so great. But so what happened really was last summer when we decided to do that 1 8-week program together, we decided that we were going to record every week. And we did. I still have all of those, and I've pulled a couple little bits and pieces of it from here, but there's so much material. Yeah. And as I was reviewing it for, I think, the last podcast, I was just like, and I was only looking through like little highlights. I was like, man, there's so much good stuff in here. And we get busy with life and just hecticness, and it kind of had been pushed to the side, but it also wasn't the right time.
No, I think you just got to let it happen when it's meant to happen. We had a lot going on, and we've had a lot of growth, both of us, separately and together, to be truthful.
A lot of challenges and a lot of growth. Yeah.
And I think that's probably where the growth came from, right?
Oh, yeah.
From all those challenges that we had.
Yep. So as I was listening to those clips, I was just like, man, we gotta do something. And I messaged you, and I was using your clips, some of our clips in the podcast. So we just decided that it was time. It was finally time. It felt right. And it does. It feels right to me.
It does. It does. Yeah, it's right.
Yeah.
It's time. It's the time. The time is now.
Yeah. So we haven't put out all of those recordings from those 8 weeks that we did, but there's a lot of stuff in there, and I will pull from them from time to time. My original intention was to put out them all in their entirety. I guess there's a part of me that there's so many great things that I probably should eventually, but then it's hard to go backwards too. Like then I think, oh man, this was a year and a half ago and we have so many new things to talk about, but we'll work them in. And it probably won't be like the next 8 weeks of 1 through 8, because there's more stuff going on now, and we'll probably pull from those from time to time when it's appropriate,
Yeah, like when something comes up, I'm sure there'll be things that come up and we'll be like, oh my goodness, remember we talked about that in the living room a year ago? And we can pull that. It's crazy to think that it's, I don't know, it's all worked out. Everything that we planned and everything that not exactly, but it's worked out.
Not exactly, right?
Which is crazy.
Not exactly at all, but...
Not even close, to be honest.
Well...
I never would have guessed I'd be where I am.
No, but I think that all of the things that you did contributed to that.
Oh, yeah. Brought me to where, you too.
Yeah. And I think that we both were loose enough with what we wanted to let it flow however it's supposed to flow. Absolutely. It didn't materialize the way that you expected it to materialize.
no.
But all of those things that we talked about and you worked on certainly contributed to that. And look at, like, we'll talk about the services and stuff that we are offering now, and you're pulling in like some of that stuff to some of your services now.
Yeah.
And
in a really different way than expected. And that's, I think, one thing that at least I kind of figured out, and I think we might have talked about it in there, was my cats are fighting.
I know, are they okay in there?
They're just playing. The little one likes to beat up the big one. So it was more like I used to be really direct, like, I want this. This is when I want it, like bang, bang, boom. But working through those 8 weeks, I think I figured out during that time frame, at least it was last summer, so that I think it was then, it was more like I had decided a feeling that I wanted and a lifestyle that I wanted, and I wasn't set on how I was going to get it. I was just going to figure it out. And I think that was pretty...
We definitely had a lot of conversations over those 8 weeks about control. So
yes, I kind of let it go. I kind of loosened the reins.
Yeah.
Kind of. I really, really loosened the reins.
And actually, now that I'm thinking about that, so when I was doing all the application process for the boards, and I had to videotape sessions, coaching sessions to send them in. One of them you had done with me. And we talked very specifically. There was a clip in there that I could go back and find because it's videotaped, but it was about control. And it was about how you still, let's see, how did you word it? It was like the definition of control changed for you and what you had control over. It was like before you tried to control everything around you, like things that you can't have control of.
I just got to control me,
But your change came, like you almost saw control as a bad thing because it was something that you felt that you needed to change about yourself and you couldn't let go of, right? But then in that discussion, it was, I think, one of my most favorite parts about all of those sessions that I did was that there was a shift to relinquishing control of everything around you, but you have control over your actions and your response.
How I react. Yep.
So the definition of control, because you were kind of, I think you said there, like, I still am controlling, but you were talking about your actions, and that's not a bad thing to be in control of yourself. Like, it's different than trying to control everything around you.
I kind of turned like a fault into a strength, I think.
Yeah.
With control.
Yes.
Rather than just stopping it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
I think it's like a shift in perspective.
Yeah.
Like control isn't always a bad thing. Like it's not a bad thing to have control of your driving, but it...
Like in moderation, right? It's kind of like...
Yeah.
It's kind of like moderation and looking at it differently, you know?
Or not controlling your responses to what other people do, like, and just going off the cuff and letting yourself react emotionally and all of those things. Like there are times when you need to be in control. Maybe that's the difference. Controlling things
or
and being in control.
That's it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's definitely, that's it.
Yeah. It was like at the end of that session, I was like just so happy because I thought that was just such an awesome realization.
I'd like to hear it again.
Yeah, I definitely have them. I'll have to dig them out. I keep saying that for everything for the last 8 weeks. I'll dig that out because I know we talked about it.
In all the hours of recording.
Yes.
We'll find it. And then while we're looking for it, we'll find other good stuff.
Yes. So anyway, back to last summer, we were recording every week. We worked through this program and our conversations were awesome. So we realized how well we worked together. We realized how much more beneficial it is to go at, life changes and habit changes and all those things with a buddy, but also just in life to have somebody to communicate with and to understand and to challenge you and support you and all of those things. I think that we really, we understood that before, I believe, but I think last summer and meeting every single week and going through all the nitty-gritty of what we went through in that, like, I feel like it just made us be more grateful for that our friendship, but also the benefits that we receive from working together with somebody.
Absolutely.
Two heads are
it's
better
literally a
than one.
win-win, you know? And like you said, it's hard to build a relationship like that. It's far and few between.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can go back to some of that 8 weeks in time, but a quick recap of kind of like where we were last summer. Maybe I thought it would be good to just like do a quick recap of what's changed for both of us in the last year.
A
little timeline, give the listeners like a little bit of a background, where it came from, and then what changes we've made and why we're combining now. Or I mean, not why. We already kind of said why we're combining now, but like what it means that we're combining now.
Absolutely.
And services and things like that.
Sounds good. Let's do that.
So do you wanna start?
Me?
Or do you want me to start?
You should probably start.
Okay.
And then I'll follow suit.
Okay. So when we started the Foundations program last summer, we started, it was a little bit before summer, but we started because we were both struggling with some things and we really wanted to make some change. I felt like total transformation had stalled and that I wasn't moving forward with that anymore, which really upset me at the time. Physically, I was struggling a lot. I had a lot of problems with my knee, and it was preventing. So my first week, I was trying to work out 5 days a week, and I could barely walk afterwards. And it led to a whole journey after that. So I guess fast forward a year and a half, I explored all these natural remedies, which I did find benefit in some of them. I learned more about nutrition. I learned about everything that I could do because I didn't have any health insurance. That was another thing that related to the career part of it, right? So I needed to make some changes, and I didn't have the ability to go to a doctor to see what was going on at the time. I couldn't afford it. So I had to figure out what can I do on my own to try to explore this. And also that led to me making some changes in my career, and that I expressed my opinion to my boss, and I did end up with the health insurance that I was fighting for. So, and that was all about knowing my own worth. And so that changed.
Communicating.
Yeah, and communicating, right? And honestly and openly, rationally, like.
In control.
And in control, exactly. So anyway, I worked on that a lot for all summer, all fall. November 1st hit, my insurance finally kicked in. I went to a doctor, and then I had to have a total knee replacement in December. So I wasn't going to fix that with natural remedies. I was not going to. I was doing the best I could, but it wasn't gonna get me anywhere. So that was in December 20th. It is now September, so I am about 9 months out, and the recovery has been way slower than I expected. I still have quite a bit of swelling in there, but I'm able to straighten my leg finally. I am able to walk, I think, for the most part without a limp. Like things that at one point I didn't know if I was ever going to be able to again, because I didn't expect the recovery to be as hard as it was. And I don't think that I'm a lazy person or afraid of pain. And you also have this feeling like I'm not doing enough. It's my fault. It's my fault, you know? But I had sporting injuries a long time ago. My knee was destroyed. They told me in my last knee surgery 12 years ago that I would probably need a replacement. So I had a clue that it was coming, but...
Well, that's the only time that it's like negative that you're younger too, getting a surgery, right?
Yeah, I learned that. I learned that.
Yeah, you learned that.
I didn't know going into it.
They don't like to do it younger because of the scar tissue situations. What was your... issue, you know?
Yeah, so...
Your body wanted to fix it.
Exactly. So I'm not that young by any means. I just turned 48, but I'm young enough that...
for a knee replacement.
For a knee replacement. They don't typically do them on somebody my age. I was 47 when I had it. And at that age, you're still generating a lot of scar tissue. And because different joints heal differently, right? Your knee is a hinge joint. So that means it's got all this connective tissue and ligaments and things attached to it. And you build up I was generating a ton of scar tissue. So I actually, after I had my surgery 3 months afterwards, about in March, I had to go under for a manipulation. They had to put me out to straighten and bend it because there was so much scar tissue that they had to break through it. And even after that, I didn't think I was going to get better. I didn't think it got any better. And I do think in the long run that helped, but I also just had so much swelling that I think that there was so much fluid around it that was preventing me from bending as much as the scar tissue. Because now that it's 9 months later and the swelling has gone down a little bit more, I can move more. So anyway, it was definitely a struggle, and I am now to the point where I have been able to start implementing my exercise routine again, like I normally would. The first time I got back on my elliptical, I cried all the way through 5 minutes of elliptical. Like, it was the most painful thing I have ever done. I just was astounded at how painful it was and how slow the recovery was. And I know that differs from doctor to doctor. I guess my recommendation would be do your research.
Yeah.
I don't regret having the knee replacement, but I do maybe regret taking a little bit of time. But I had been on crutches for so long that I took the appointment that I could get it into quickly. And I have a friend that's a physical therapist, and he said to me, he won't say anything bad about anybody, but he works with a lot of knee replacements, and he does home care, actually. So he said, and at that point I already had the appointment, but I was able to get right in, like in a week. And he said, I just want to say this to you, Carrie. He said, think about why you can get in a week.
Absolutely.
And I said, I know you don't want to wait when you can't walk. He said, but this is the rest of your life. And I hope to be able to walk for the rest of my life. You know, it's important. So anyway, and I'm not saying that my decision was bad, but I think there are new techniques, and I recommend checking all of those things out, no matter what, waiting whatever you need to wait, because it is a traumatic.
That's a big deal. It's a whole new joint.
Yeah. Like if you have a hip replacement, it's a ball and socket and it pops in and it just doesn't have as much, it's not as difficult to recover from. Yeah. It's just that the hinge joint is tough. The knee is tough. And some people are really smooth with it and some people aren't. And I can't tell you, some people have one done and they have a terrible time, and they have another one done and they have a smooth time. And I don't know that they can tell you. The best I can tell you, I guess, is to try to be as prepared with your body and mentally going into it. Like if you can eat the best you can beforehand, like that, how you take care of yourself leading up to that surgery is going to help you recover better, which I know is hard when you can't move.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But there are things that you can do. There's things that you can focus on, your nutrition, all of those things really matter. Like what you're putting into your body is going to affect how it heals.
Yeah, you are what you eat.
Yeah, so anyway, so that is what I spent the majority of the last year on, and I'm finally feeling like I'm out the other side of it. Oh, I was going to say one other thing that surprised me with injury was, so I was able to start doing my elliptical again. I'm starting to walk again, and then I would injure something else.
Oh, yeah.
Because what I didn't expect was that the time that I was inactive, everything was so tight and so not used to moving that once I got moving, it was almost like a domino effect. And I had a shoulder that I couldn't lift up my arm for 3 months. And then I had a pull in the back of my opposite leg that lasted like 3 months for me, or not 3 months, I'm sorry, like 3 weeks limping around. Like it was, I think that my body had to get used to moving again. And as I did that, more injuries happened just because I was so immobilized for a year and a half.
Yeah.
So that was something that was difficult too. But anyway, I'm finally on the other side of that. And then while I was unable to do those physical things, I really made some decisions about education and career. And that was a lot of what you and I talked about, especially during the second half of our program.
Yeah.
But number one for me, education And working on what I do, like my career, is very fulfilling to me. It's tied to my spiritual wellness. It is tied to my intellectual wellness. And without those things, like I'm a nerd. I love to listen to, I love to learn. I love to take classes. I'm such a nerd, you know?
I love it.
Yeah, I just am. And I'm okay with admitting that. I just am. It keeps me happy and healthy. And so I dove into that during that time because it was something that I could do. I wasn't limited how much I could learn or how many things I could improve about myself. And then the second was that I really wanted to move total transformation forward, and I needed these certifications too. I mean, not that I already was a certified health coach, but I wanted to have the best certification that I could because I just wanted to. I wanted it for credibility. I wanted it and also just to know how to help people as best I can.
Yeah, as much knowledge as you can.
So I had renewed my personal trainer. I became certified in precision nutrition. And I got a certification for mental well-being for fitness professionals. So I've worked a lot in the mental health field, and that course was awesome. Like there was just so much that ties your physical health and your fitness to mental well-being. And I feel like I already lean towards that strongly anyway, but that course was just amazing and definitely helped me put more of the mindfulness and meditation piece into it because it was a big part of that. Like I think for a lot of different reasons. So it definitely, that's something that I had done, but had kind of gotten away from. So it helped me. And I've talked to you about it, but I kind of had not explored it too much on my own. Yeah. But that course specifically, and also the health coaching course too, like they talk about it, but especially that mental well-being, like the benefits of mindfulness and meditation. So, and then in July, I decided that I was going to work towards taking my board certification, and I took the test in July and just found out a couple of weeks ago that I passed. So I am a board certified health coach. So I'm super excited
that's a lot of work.
Everything that happened in the last year, and even everything with my knee. I learned from it. I feel like I'm in a good place, and I feel like I'm ready to move forward, and I feel like I have reconnected with my essential purpose. Like what I was put on this earth to do is to do what I'm doing right now, with this stuff. And so I feel a little bit empty when I'm not connected in that way. And I feel that I've reconnected with that, but I am proud of myself for being where I am right now, for getting through the surgery, for being ready to step out a little bit more with soul transformation, like all of those things. And that's what brings me to right now. Like I am just ready to finally move forward with things. You know, I've always done a little bit of coaching here and there. I've had the business open since 2013, but I've never put a ton into it, except for at the beginning when I was doing it full time. But that was more like before COVID. It was in-person services. I was teaching fitness classes. It's totally different. And there's also only one of me. So I was working from 7 a.m. till 7 p.m., only able to bring in so much, and you only get to a point where you can't expand anymore.
There's not enough time in the day.
Yeah. So during COVID, I actually rethought total transformation completely and said, okay, I either need to close the business or I need to change things up and I need to adapt because the world has changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it totally did too.
Yeah.
In multiple ways.
Yeah. So I adapted, and then I feel like I made some progress in that way. And then, but I still was only doing it a little bit on the side. So I feel like I'm ready to jump into where we're at right now together.
We're in it.
Yeah.
We're in it.
Yeah. So now your turn.
My turn.
You were physically just about in the same predicament. Not the same, but just as laid up.
For 4 months? 3 months with 0 non-weight bearing. So the first one would, a year and a half or whatever, before I had broken my leg, we had talked about the relationships and all that jazz. But then when we started doing the 8-week program and recording, it was actually right in this room. we had done it this way because I had broken my leg in multiple places.
Yeah, you couldn't get out of the chair, so I had to
couldn't move. Yeah,
you had the microphone like in your lap trying to balance.
Yeah, it was crazy. All hopped up on all sorts of medication. That was good.
But man, you learned some amazing lessons during that time.
I sure did. That's what you have to do, right? Like when the bad stuff happens, you have to find what you're supposed to learn out of it. Otherwise, the next time it's going to be worse. So I was like, it's not getting worse than this. Yeah. So, but yeah, I broke my leg playing softball because I thought it was a good idea to rush to a game and, slide into second base after less than 4 minutes coming out of softball retirement. Literally less than 4 minutes from the arrival to the 911 call.
Like a perfect example of your all or nothing attitude.
It showed me exactly what happens. Yes, it's all or nothing. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I guess
you're going all in.
In all aspects. Unfortunately,
coming in hot.
Yeah. Oh, I went in hot. All right. I can still run, but maybe I just don't stay together apparently anymore, like at all. Yeah. So that was terrible. 3 months non-weight bearing. That was extremely difficult for me. Like for anybody, that's hard, but for somebody who never stops. I don't stop. I wake up in the morning and I don't stop. Having a desk job was probably one of the most challenging things of my life because I'm not a desk job kind of person. I need to be actively moving and doing things, So that was extremely difficult, but I made it through that with a lot of support from you, thank gosh, and my family and all that jazz. And then I decided during that time that we talked a lot about career and all that stuff. I didn't really want to work for anybody else ever again. I wasn't sure what I was going to do to change those things. And first step, during that immobilization period, I became a certified meditation teacher. And the plan was we were going to kind of link some services together with that. Which we did
have a little bit.
Yeah, which we really have. And like we were saying at the beginning of this recording, how we've done all those things, but just not in the way that was expected.
Yes.
So, and since then, when did I do my nail stuff? It would have been like 4 months ago now was when I started thinking about it.
Yep.
Because I became back 20 years ago, literally 20 years ago this year, when I was in college, I was a nail tech. And I decided at the time that I was going to do nails in between classes in college so I didn't have to work super duper late and I could still have fun. And so I did that then, and I was 19. It wasn't for me, for sure. Like, I loved doing the nails and the passion was there, like the artistic, all that stuff was there. And I do love people, but when you're 19 listening to 40, 50-year-old people, women specifically, talking about their lives, I just didn't understand it.
Yeah.
So there was a huge disconnect, and that made it difficult for me to number one, sitting all day. So that's hard for me. We've already established. And number two, I'm sitting and I'm listening to stuff that I just don't understand. And I just want to shake women and be like, what? Leave. You're not a tree, And I didn't understand it. But now I'm that almost 40-year-old woman with all those same struggles in life. And I get it and I understand it. And that's something that I have always been very passionate about, is helping other people and understanding other people and all that stuff. So I decided I was going to go back and do it. And the stars kind of aligned. The two best nail techs in the city decided to leave the city and do their own thing somewhere else. And they were at the best salon in town, hands down in the city. And I know the owner, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm just going to go back and do it. So now I'm a full-time nail tech. In 12 days, I was able to leave my day job.
Yep.
That was crazy. Crazy. It's still crazy to me that it's still crazy. I don't even know how this all just happened. Just sitting here talking about it, it's like, what? Last year I couldn't walk. Today I own my own business, and I am way better off than I financially, emotionally, like all those things. Physically, that's another thing. I've lost 70 pounds in the last year, like almost 70 pounds. So I've lost, in a year's time, I've lost almost 70 pounds. I have my own business. I can walk again, although unfortunately I have to have another surgery here soon. Wah, wah, wah. But that's okay because, that it is what it is. I'll get through it. I got through the one that was way worse, It's crazy, man, to say that all out loud. Like, and I've gotten rid of some, I shouldn't say gotten rid of, but I will say that. I've gotten rid of some relationships that were pretty toxic, or what I felt were pretty toxic for me. And I've kept those boundaries. Pretty proud of myself for that.
Yep.
Because there's been a couple times where the boundaries it's been attempted. You know what I mean? And I've been respectful and all that jazz and still kept those boundaries up.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'd like to do? I would like to this week, and we should totally do it. I was thinking about it when you were saying your thing. I specifically remember when we sat down, and there was in my recliner, you were sitting on the couch over there, and we decided we were going to go through live while we were recording, and our the 1 through 10s for each.
I just did one because I started.
Did
a new
you just do it?
program
I was going to
week.
ask you. Oh, son of a biscuit! I'm going to do one.
I'm
going to do it.
I'm
this
just
week.
in my week 1 right now.
All right, so I will get in week 1, and I want to go through, and I really, 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 really want to. Don't compare it to then, and I won't compare mine till then either. And I know I still have my book. I keep them all.
Yeah, I didn't look back. I just did mine.
So let's not look back at all, and let's look back while we're recording next time and compare it. Because I have a feeling that, like, when you were expressing things, like every different thing, I was like, man, I know she was like a 2 or a 3 on that, and now she's a solid 8 or 9.
Yep.
Solid 8 or 9.
Like the spiritual connection and things.
That was the specific one when you said that. And like your
intellectual,
purpose, like your
occupational, your purpose.
Yep, when you were talking about your purpose, that's when it clicked to me, and then the other ones started, falling in line in my head. But it's like, holy smokes, can you imagine last summer to now, the difference and how it would be? Like, I'm really interested in seeing that. Because we have come like leaps and bounds. Leaps and bounds.
Yep.
And
also, so I know that you were saying that you didn't expect to go the direction that you did, right? Like the nail tech thing kind of like...
It just kind of happened.
It did just happen. And when it happened, it happened fast, right?
Very fast.
And you had gotten certified in meditation because that really got you through
That's
when you
what
were...
got me through breaking my leg.
Exactly.
I didn't go into any type of... what is the word? I just had a brain fart. I didn't go into shock when I broke my leg, and nobody could believe it. Like I had to do things to prove to the people in the ambulance that I was not in shock, and I was of sound mind, and I could make decisions. And they were shocked that I wasn't in shock.
Yeah.
And it was 100 million gazillion % that I was meditating the entire time I was laying there on the field.
Yep.
And until I got to the hospital, to be honest.
Yep.
So that's what triggered that, and it's so crazy to think that with the nail tech stuff, I use the meditation stuff very regularly with the nail tech stuff because I have women sitting across from me, whether it be at my nail table or in the pedicure chair, that are talking about those things that I couldn't handle when I was 19.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, hey, you want to try something? Just take a seat, relax, and I do breathing exercises and, help them kind of get through stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Well, it's just like you were saying, I think before we started recording, like, you have a full client load and you cannot fit anybody else in before like 3 weeks, right? So, but it's not, you do my nails and I love it. I think you do a great job. But you said it's not because I'm the best nail tech. It's because I'm really good at relationship.
Yep, I'm good at people,
Yeah.
And we were talking about it earlier. And I think that's been something in my life multiple times that I feel like, how I am with my woo-woo universe stuff, right? Like, I think the universe has tried to show me that in multiple different ways, in multiple different avenues. And I just now, at almost 40, am realizing, like, it's not always about the product that you're giving and stuff like that. It's the whole
It's the
shebang,
experience. That's what you
it's
just
the
said.
experience. It is. It's how the people leave when... I want people to leave me. I don't care if it's a 2-second interaction in the grocery line at Price Chopper. If you saw my face, I want you to feel better.
Yeah.
When you don't see my face anymore. Like, I want to leave you better than I found you.
Yep.
And that used to be a detriment of mine because it would bring me, like, I would bring myself down to fill other people up. Oh my goodness, we talked about that multiple times.
Yes, we have.
We have talked about that multiple times, me pouring from an empty cup. Multiple times. And now I'm learning, like, I'm keep my cup freaking full and you guys can have sips.
Yeah.
You're still better.
Well, I think it's difficult to restrain yourself sometimes, right? And it was one of the lessons that I learned and was the hardest when I first started opening Total Transformation and started working with clients one-on-one, because I wanted to help so much that it was like overwhelming to some people. And you can overwhelm them and they can shut down. Like you can be too good. You have to meet people where they're at.
Yes.
Yeah. And you have to look, another thing that we've talked about, and that was a big struggle for me that it took me a lot of years to balance, was establishing reciprocal relationships. Like, it doesn't mean that it has to be 50-50, but what it does mean is invest in the people that would invest in you, or that would do the same for you if the role was reversed. If you're struggling, would they help you without any intent or ulterior motive?
Right? Like, I can help you with this, and I'm going to come running full speed to help you, so that afterwards I can be like, well, I did this, and I did that. That's not what it's about. You know what I mean? And that's something I've, in the last year and a half, realized in one specific relationship. And it's pretty crazy to think.
Yes.
Both
parties in any relationship need to be actively engaged in whatever way that means. Some people are not able to give as much at certain times, and some people are able to give more, and then those roles reverse as life changes. But my key was to invest that energy in the relationships that were true, like the relationships that were real, true,
good intent,
genuine, and authentic relationships. And the other ones, I didn't even really feel that I had to cut them off. I felt like they just kind of went away when you weren't there doing what they wanted you to do, and they didn't really
they fall off.
They just fall off.
Yep.
Because why would they be there? They're not getting the benefit that they used to, and it's not reciprocal.
Yep, absolutely.
And actually, oh my gosh, I remember, I think it was in your very first program, and we were talking exactly about this, and we kind of like assigned for you to try was to always mirror the energy that somebody was giving you. Do you remember this?
I do.
And so it was like, don't go over.
Hard.
It was so hard, right? So don't go overboard with like trying to talk, with flattery, like just match their energy. And that meant that you suddenly had to retreat. And then everybody else was like, what is going on? Are you mad at me? Blah, 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 because you're not doing the
I got a lot of those messages. Like, are you mad? I haven't heard from you in a while.
And you weren't angry. You were just taking a step back. And then also, I believe that gives the other person in the relationship, because it was more than one relationship that you were talking about, that it creates space for them to step up a little bit, because sometimes
I wasn't allowing it, specifically with my marriage. Yeah. I wasn't allowing it. I was overdoing, so he didn't even have any room to. I know I talked specifically about my marriage. And multiple of them.
And it was just about, like, for the first week, it was just plain whatever energy he puts out, let him set the pace and take charge and take control of the energy that is happening in just day-to-day interactions.
Yeah.
And you don't have to hold back. If he doesn't hold back, don't hold back. Just match it. Just match it.
I did that for a long time. I think I still do it.
But everybody was like, oh my God, what the hell is happening?
Tom's like, is everything okay? And he is 100% fine. We talked about, actually we had just talked last week about this podcast and how you and I are, getting after. I said, I just want you to know, like, things are going to come up. Are you okay with that? Like, about, some things in our marriage. Like, this is the point of us doing this, is to be real and realistic and show that life isn't always, sugar plums and rainbows, and it's hard. And the cool thing is honestly, 2 years ago, and Tom knows this, you know this, and I don't know that I've ever said it on a recording, but I will, because this is the reality. I didn't think our marriage was going to last. I 1,000,000 gazillion% wasn't sold on it. Yeah. After 12, 13 years, I was like, this isn't going to. Yeah. And that was around that time.
Well, and I think that was one of the reasons that you decided to do foundations to begin with.
Yeah.
It was physical, and you were trying to lose some weight and do all of those things too, but you were really
lost.
Yeah, you were feeling lost. And so what you did instead of quitting was you dug in and you did the work And look at where you guys are now. And look at where you are now.
And me taking steps back, like we were just saying, and allowing him to grow too, instead of me controlling everything.
Yep.
Both, like in every aspect, it gave him room to grow and him room to work on the things that he needed to work on. And neither of us quit. We both could have, we both could have. It would have been easier. Oh, hell yeah, it would have been easier.
Yeah.
It just would have. But we're much happier now, and I'm glad that we did. I'm glad that we figured it all out.
I don't think we've ever really had this conversation.
We haven't, no.
But I believe that it's a really beautiful thing with your partner to give them enough space to be who they are and not try to control everything. Like, I think that is part of what a healthy and balanced relationship is. And it's also empowering, like to let that person be who they are and act and do the things that they want to do. Like, I just think it's a really beautiful thing to it's like parenting, right? Like, I was just having this conversation too. Like, my kid is, 21 now. And so there are a lot of times when I want to say, don't do that. You really need to do this. But you know what? I need to take a step back and let him make it makes me tear up, like make the mistakes, do whatever. Like, I think I wrote it in actually one of the last blog posts, and I thought that it was maybe the most beautiful thing, maybe the most beautiful sentence I think I've ever written, but it was like, give them the space and the room to become the people that they are meant to be. And within that space that you've created, let it allow you to be who you're meant to be. Because
it does take away from you when you're trying to do those things, because you don't have the time to be you.
Exactly.
You're too busy trying to be everything for everybody and control everybody.
And
that was
when
a
you
huge
stop
struggle of
focusing
mine.
on everything else, then you have more time and energy to invest in yourself.
We had a good chunk of one podcast where we talked about this, not specifically, but I remember oh my God, what did you just say? Because it just clicked in my head and now it's gone, because I was like, oh, ding, the light was on and now it's off. Son of a biscuit. What was it? I don't know. It'll come back to me.
I'm sure we talked about it, especially when Will was going off to school and
focus on you.
Yeah, I have all this time and energy.
Yes.
Well, not energy, but I had all this time and I could do whatever I wanted. But at first it was really hard because I was too sad to do anything with the time. And then you come into
Who are you now that you're not Will's mom? Well, you are Will's mom, but not actively doing everything.
Yeah, it's like they're always going to need you, but not
ways.
In the same way. I actually just had this conversation with my brother. He messaged me yesterday saying that it was, the first day of high school for one of his kids. And he's like, I don't know what happened, but it was like a fucking wrecking ball hit me. Yeah. And he reached out and said, I need you. I need to talk. And he doesn't ever do that. And I said, you know what? It's good that happened.
Yeah, it is.
Because it's natural and it's normal and you have to let those feelings in.
To happen.
He's like, I went to the gym for 3 hours and when I knew it wasn't gone, then I knew I needed to talk to somebody. So we did. And by the end of it, we worked through it. But it's hard, like you focus your whole life on your kids. But it's the same thing in a relationship. I feel like it's just a really beautiful thing. And that's what I had told my brother yesterday. I said, my son is now a young man, and occasionally I miss him being little, but to be honest with you, I don't. I just don't, because every single stage is more beautiful than the next. And I feel like as he becomes a young man and I see what an amazing human being he's become, and our relationship has gotten better and better. It's always been good, but it's just gotten so much better because I've given him that freedom, you're proud to see your kid grow up like that, but it's also just a really great thing to know that he's got a good head on his shoulders and that he has all of the tools he needs. Like, I did that part of the job as well as I could. And now he's got to figure out the rest of it himself, because he's not me. He's not going to do things exactly the way
You just got to give them the tools and they got to do the job. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's the same, like you said, in every relationship.
And it's empowering to be able to do that. And if I were to do everything for him, just like in a relationship, then it diminishes them. It diminishes them.
It does.
Because you want to empower them to be themselves, to do the things that they're good at, to support you in the ways that they're meant to, you know, like however that is. If you don't allow that space, you diminish the people you're with. You
do. You take away who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm spending more time trying to tell you who to be rather than letting you be yourself.
Yeah. And again, control what you can control, right? So be who you want to be, do what you want to do. There are repercussions, good, bad, and indifferent. When it comes to those things, and I had to learn the hard way. Like, that's fine. Like, I can't. If something bad's going to happen, it's going to happen. It's just the reality of it, you know. It's how I react afterwards, and accountability, all those things.
Yeah. Wow, I know it. This is even better than I thought it was going to be. Just like it was last summer, right?
Every time,
except for better because we've both done a lot of work since we recorded our last one.
Oh yeah,
there's been a lot of things that happened, more reflection, but
a ton.
Yeah,
a ton.
So, I think we should wrap it up by saying, like, first of all, we're super excited that it's the Complete Wellness Podcast. It just feels right. It feels right to me. It's like I didn't do a ton with the Foundations podcast. I had a handful of them out there, but I didn't do a lot with them. And this is just different. It just rings different. It resonates differently with me to be doing this with you together. And so I wanted to definitely say that. And I also wanted us to really quickly throw out the services that we are offering now. So the biggest thing that I have been doing is starting to get weekly workshops off the ground. I'd been doing them during the day in person, but I've been doing some online group coaching. I still have one-on-one appointments available, but I've been really trying to do some workshops because I think that they're so beneficial. The first one was on meditation, benefits of meditation, and we did a guided meditation in the middle of it. We walked through step-by-step instructions on how to do meditation, and we talked about that it's sometimes you feel silly and you don't know if you're doing it right and your mind wanders and how it's okay that your mind wanders. It's supposed to, right? Yeah. So anyway, that was kind of what the first one was on. We talked about some of the, since it's fall, some of the stresses of getting back to a regular routine and doing leaving work at work. And there's a guided meditation that I did. Actually, they're out on YouTube. I put them out there so that people could listen to them after the fact. They're short, 8 minutes or whatever, but just to help ease the stress of leaving your work at work and going home and setting that stress aside rather than taking it out on your family, because that's something that I think we do a lot, right?
Absolutely.
Your day is long and sometimes you come home and you're in a shitty mood and you take it out on your family. Yeah. Actually, one of the girls was, she was talking about how she doesn't take out her stress on anybody at work. Or she said, I don't take out my stress on anybody. And I said, except yourself. And she said, and my family.
Yeah, true.
So it was kind of like that. And then we've talked about some other things. So those are every Wednesday night at 7:00. It's only $5 for right now. And it's just you go online, book it for whatever Wednesday you want to come. I've tried to send out weekly announcements of what the topic is going to be. And really, truly, I'm doing some surveys and polls right now because I could sit here all day long and guess about what people want to hear about. But what is the point of doing that when I can just ask? And I truly want it to be person-centered. I want it to be person first. I want it to be what people need and what they want. So tell me what you want. Vote for whatever one you want next. And that's what I will prepare. Like I said, nutrition, mental well-being, meditation, I don't know, whatever. There's a lot of different things that come into play. Work stress, career, motivation, family, relationships, communication. There are just so, and that's truly what health coaching is. It's not, I am a personal trainer and I could be in the gym every day, walking you through a routine, but it's not where I am the best. It's not. It's not, I'm the best at like that overall.
All dimensions.
All dimensions and trying to break down whatever obstacles are in your path. That's where I feel that I'm really the best. So that's what I'm trying to get up and going.
Truly person-centered.
Truly person-centered. Everything. I still have the foundations books out there, all of that stuff. I do finally have the website up and running. It's totaltransformation.life. So anything out there, there's lots of different things. I actually was just thinking as I was getting ready to do this one with you, I was thinking that I'm going to throw together a package for like a discounted rate for buddies because it was so beneficial for us.
It's smart, yeah.
Yep. So if anybody wants to join any kind of weekly coaching sessions with a buddy, if they want to do foundations or if they want to just work through anything weekly, like doesn't matter. I'm going to do a discount for that. So I think I'll put that one out there too. But so how about you? What about your services?
My services are so different than what so meditation, obviously I can, I do that. I've been doing that more like contractual, like I've been doing contracts more than one-on-one, like at the cancer center and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean I wouldn't do one-on-ones if people wanted them. And I've been doing them like subconsciously, if you will, while I'm doing the pedicures and the nails and stuff like that. So it's kind of weird not weird, but unexpected how they kind of all worked out together beautifully.
Well, I think that it's always been a big part of your life anyway.
It has,
right? But you were also talking about a service with pedicures. And
yes, so that's starting this fall. So there is another girl there who does pedicures, so I was trying to let her have her summertime and all that jazz, and then I was going to, because I know it's going to be crazy, it already is, I have a wait list for it, so I'm going to do pedicures mixed with meditation. So what it'll be is, and I've already been kind of practicing it a little bit. You come into my space, I have the lights off, candles are burning, all that jazz. You sit the meditation chair, lean back, and then while you're leaned back in the dark, I have these bags that go over your eyes with like scents and all that jazz. And then I have shoulder ones as well. So it can be heated or cold because I do have some people who are going through like menopause and stuff like that, and they're just always hot, so I can chill them. So there'd be options for that. You lay there, lights are off. I have headphones, noise-canceling headphones. And the point is to teach you that no matter what the environment or situation, you can control what's going on in your mind. And if you can control what's going on in your mind, you can control everything else. I don't care what anyone says. I laid on a field for 47 minutes with my leg in pieces and my ankle dislocated, and I did not shed one tear.
Yeah.
I had full control, and I'm telling you, I felt every second of that pain. But I had full control over myself and my brain, which controlled everything else, right?
Yeah.
Like dis-ease, right? What's disease? Dis-ease. So if you can ease your mind, it'll ease everything else. So come in, busy environment, busiest salon in the city, loud, lots going on. And there's like 9 of us that work there. So that's a lot of people, you know? So you walk through that, get the headphones on, all that jazz while I give you your pedicure and you're listening to a guided meditation that I've written. If some people prefer other voices. So I do have like some ones where it's a little bit different, but I've written them and stuff like that. So I do have to record the ones of just me. I've written ones and then had ChatGPT turn them into an audio file of other voices.
Really?
Yeah, you can do that. So,
well, we have all this recording equipment.
I know.
We just need to record yours.
I
and
need
literally,
to record them with my voice because I don't have any recorder with my voice yet. So
we probably need to do that in my studio so that it's nice and quiet.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
But I'm more than happy. And like it, so you come over one night with 5 meditations that you're written out, and I can have them.
Yeah. And they're not long by any means, by any sense. So, but I do have them, and I'm ready to do them. And I want ones. I have ones. I want to do another couple for certain things that people have brought to my attention at the salon already that they're struggling with. So, and that's what's good is I'm sitting with women all day, all day long. Men too, to be honest. Like pedicures are a good thing for men. They're a very good thing for men for circulation. You know, so and mindfulness and all that jazz. Yeah. So that's a big one that I'm focusing on. Not that I have a ton of time in my schedule to add something.
Well, you're
but
just getting all this up and running. So that was another thing I wanted to say. Like Brittany and I are going to co-host this together. Yep. But you're also in the middle of getting this up and running. So I might share some clips from some of the workshops or something like that. Occasionally you might get just me on there, but you're in the middle of a crazy schedule right now, and it's starting to become more normal for you.
Today. Yes. I actually took today off.
Yes.
So that's good. But no, I think it'll get regular. But yeah, there'll definitely will be times where you want to share something. And unfortunately, I'll be at the salon and I won't be able to do much.
And that's okay. And that's okay. We'll just, same thing with the workshops. You said
I'll
you'll
jump on
pop
if I
it,
can,
right? And so like I have the meditations, everyone I wanted to do a meditation and in the way that because it's so beneficial, no matter what topic we're talking about, there's some kind of meditation to focus your energy around whatever it is we're talking about. So I did short ones, and basically it's like in the middle of the podcast, they shut off their camera, shut off their microphone, put on the headphones. I record it and put it on YouTube. They listen to it, and then we come back and talk about it. And then we bring up any personal challenges, whatever, whatever, anything that pops up. So that's kind of the way that those have been structured. And I've been using mine only because you've been so busy, and I will continue to record mine, but I would love to have some of yours in there because
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, I'd like to have both of us in there. But I always loved your meditations. So I would be super psyched to be able to access those too.
Yeah, we'll get them recorded, and then you'll have access to them, and I'll put them on YouTube and all that jazz too.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
nice. Well, this was a good first one.
Awesome. Yes,
I think
I'm really excited. I really am. Like I said, it resonates. It rings. Something feels right about it.
I can already think of like multiple things in my brain. I'm like, we should talk about this next time. We should talk about that. Or the holidays are coming. We need to talk about the stress of holidays. Because sitting at that salon table, I'm telling you, people have always opened up to me anyways. Like I've always been like a safe place where people come to vent. Like my head's a vault. I don't even know there's a lot up in there.
Yeah. What I was going to say too was I wanted to mention that, like, as far as taking care of yourself, spending time taking time for yourself, which is a challenge for a lot of women with families and whatever. Now, I should say women, it's not just
people
women,
in general,
but it's hard to take time for yourselves. But it's also important to invest in yourself. And even though you're saying that you're not doing what you initially thought, I feel like being a nail tech, doing the things that you're doing, like I feel like that is taking care of yourself, and that is investing time and money on making yourself feel better. And when it comes to like rewarding myself for something, like me with my program and points and rewards and all this stuff, like those are the things that I choose to reward myself with. Those are the things, like I try to make investments that are going to be good for me. Like my reward, if my diet has been, I don't like the word diet, but my nutrition has been good all week, is not to go out to dinner and splurge, because instead of rewarding myself with food, I would rather reward myself with something that is going to enhance my health even further in one way or another. Like invest in yourself.
Something that fuels you, not something that's that's always confused me.
Yeah.
With me personally and other people that I know too. Like, I've done so good, so now I'm going to do this. And it's like,
now I'm going to splurge.
Wait, stop. Like, I've saved $5,000, so I'm going to buy this $1,000 thing. It's like, wait a minute. Like, if it's something that's going to continue to fuel you, then that's one thing. But if it, like, what? It never made sense to me. You're like, I'm going to go eat this cheeseburger because I ate really good for I do it. I totally do it. Why do I do it? Yeah. I ate so good for the last, week, and now it's Sunday, and I've done good. I'm going to eat a cheeseburger with extra bacon and American cheese, and it's like, well, what the fuck?
Like, think about, instead of doing it like that, think about a way to reward yourself with something that you love that still is healthy for you, and still stick to it, because that's the beginning of that idea of all or nothing and the splurge. And once you like jump out or fall off the bandwagon, then you don't get back on, then that's the way that up and down happens. So instead, be realistic. And maybe if you really want one of those things, don't make it a reward. You shouldn't reward yourself, because then you feel like you're telling yourself, you're telling yourself that it's good, but you're also telling yourself that the rest of the time you're depriving yourself.
Yes, and you don't want that.
No.
You know what I've been doing, and I think a lot of people who will listen to us and like our conversations will like resonate with them. This is something that I've done a couple times for myself. Actually, Ada got it for me to start was over in Canada, which is, it's like an hour from here. It's some spa. It's like Kioena or something like that. I can't even pronounce it.
Oh, yeah. I know where it is. Ottawa.
Yeah. So it's not the one that everybody's like posting about. It's a different one that's a little bit smaller, and it's only like $42 for a whole day Canadian. So that translates to like $30.
Yep.
You're driving over to Canada. You have a whole dang day to just be with whomever you choose to be with or yourself, and you just relax, and there's all these hot tubs and these salt rooms, and you know what? That's a reward to me. That is good for me. That will benefit me. That will have long-term effects in a positive manner. You know, so if I do good, I'm like, I'm going to do this, you know, like I have a goal to make a certain amount of money in 1 week. It's like a little challenge that I have with one of my buddies. He's like, oh, you're making CEO money now. And I was like, well, how much do you make? And then when he said it, I was like, oh, all right. Well, I'm going to do that now. You know what I mean? So when I do that, I'm taking myself over there, and I've already got it figured out in my head. Like, I'm counting up the appointments next week, and I think next week's the week. Yeah. So, yes, it's good. I want to make that amount of money, but normally I would be like, I'm going to go spend a whole day shopping and buy shit I don't even need, or, you know, something stupid. No, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to spend $30. Yep. And maybe a little bit more and get the flaming scallops. If you go there, this might be a plug for them. They don't know I'm doing this, but I'm telling you, get the flaming scallops. My mouth's watering right now. So good. And good for you. Like healthy, good for you. So it just, I'm excited. I want to go tomorrow. Yeah. You want to go? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love to. Yeah. We will put a plan together for that for sure. But we're going to end up on another podcast if we don't stop.
Yes, we got to go. We got to go. Good talk.
Yes.
Yes,
so
this is a good one.
Next week, we'll do another one next week.
Yes.
And not sure where it's going to go yet, but we have a lot of different ideas.
This was not where I thought it was going today, and that's the beauty of it. We just flow so nicely.
Yep. And we'll go through the different ideas we have and see where we're going to go with the next one.
And if any, like Carrie was saying earlier, if you want to hear about something or hear our take on something, totally message one of us or reach out to one of us or sit at my table or sit at her Wednesday nights and tell us what you want to hear about. Our take on stuff. Who knows? Yeah.
So Brittany will have her webpage up and going soon.
Yes.
But for right now, mine, like I said, is totaltransformation.life. And I also can put a little page on there with your services and your contact as well.
I'll get mine this week. We'll do it this week. I don't want to have to take
either way.
I think we're probably going to do that anyways, right? We talked about you putting a little thing about you on mine so they could click to get to yours and vice versa.
And then we'll
complement each other like we always do.
Yep, we'll add to each other. So for right now, you can reach out to both of us through there, and then very soon we'll have Brittany's on there, but you'll be able to access both of us together. And if you have any, I have a couple things out there in the blog that have polls of different things that,
Oh, yeah, I just did that.
Did you?
I just did it, yeah. I did it last night, I think.
Good.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, if you guys can see that and get on there, totally do it, because it made me think. Not much makes me like stop, and I had to stop and be like, hold on. Yeah. Because the answers that I had, we're going to get into another one, we got to go. But the answers that I would have had prior, very different than the answers that I have now, which is really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that was on the blog, and it was basically having you answer 2 questions, and it's a poll.
Super simple.
Like click and click.
Yep.
So,
super simple but deep. I thought about it for a while afterwards.
I think that I know what the topic of this Wednesday is going to be, the workshop.
Can't wait
as a result of that, but we'll see. I'm going to give it a little bit more time, but seems to me by far the thing that people are feeling is lack of motivation to follow through. So motivation is what I need to dive into, period.
Yeah, I think that's important. Yep. People, right? People.
Yep.
Figure it out.
So anyway, just get in touch if you have anything. If not, then we will be back again next week. And then hopefully by then we'll figure out exactly what days they're going to be released, and we'll have a little bit more of a
consistent
game plan.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, cool. I'm excited.
Me too.